What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to week 34 now of the Premier League. I think I might do these regularly now, probably until the end of this season, and then maybe continue it next year. It's nice to do a little summary of what happened in this week's worth of football. There was 4 matches this week. City versus Newcastle is the first one with the most goals. It finished 5-0. They finished that game with ease. It could have been a lot more. Foden missed 2 really easy. Well, you say easy, it's Premier League, it's hard. But honestly, I feel like even I could have probably scored them 2. City won that. But they didn't need half the players on the pitch, and they could have probably still beat Newcastle. The first goal was really well played. It looked a lot easier than it probably was. Really good pass over to David Silva on the left side, who kind of brought it back into the box, near the penalty box. And I think the first goal was, I've got it in front of me as well. The first goal was from Gabriel Jesus, who, yeah, honestly, it was like an open goal. It was a bit like playing FIFA. The second goal was pretty much exactly the same. Up that left wing, they clearly found a weak spot and dominated it. I think it was Kevin De Bruyne brought it into the box, and then Mahrez scored that one. So again, it was, if you watch them back to back, they're very similar. Up the left, bring it back in, score bottom right. Foden, like I said, missed 2 really simple goals. One near the end of the first half and one at the beginning of the second half. He's probably still kicking himself over them 2 chances to make it 3-0. Matt Ritchie, Newcastle winger, decided that he wanted to have a shot against his own team, making it 3-0. I don't actually think the goal was given to Ritchie. But yeah, it was 3-0 at that point. David Silva scored a really nice, really simple free kick from just outside of the box. And again, this is what I mean. City won 5-0. They won with ease. All their goals are very simple. It's like playing against someone that plays FIFA for hours against someone that's never played the game. They just dominated the match. Silva is 100% going to be missed when he leaves at the end of this season. He was clearly the man of the match in this game. He scored. He assisted, I think, 2, because he assisted Sterling's. The 5th goal was Sterling, right near the end of the match. So realistically, he was probably man of the match. I don't remember seeing who it was, but yeah, he's definitely up there. Yeah, goal and 2 assists. He must have been man of the match. Sheffield United versus Wolves. Both of the teams are playing for Europa spots, I think, at this point. Possibly 4th, but I think that might be just out of their reach. This could be one of them games that finishes like 3-0. It could finish 0-0. It was one of them kind of games where it probably wasn't the most entertaining to watch as such. I think Wolves had 6 chances at goal and only 1 on target, and they had something like 56-57% off the ball. So they dominated possession, just didn't maximise what they're used to. Yeah, I mean, to think that these 2 clubs were in the Championship not too long ago, and now they're fighting. I wanted to say fighting for a Champions League spot, but realistically, they're fighting for a Europa spot. It's just mental that these are 2 clubs to show that you don't really need to spend. I know Wolves have kind of spent a bit of money, but they, in comparison to other clubs, you don't need to spend big money to get top 6, top 8 kind of spot. The match finished 1-0. Yet again, it was a goal by their centre back. I always forget his name, and I've got it in my notes, so I will look down. I've got my trusty iPhone next to me, so I've got my notes down. It was John Egan. I'm going to say that name again, probably wrong. Said it wrong the other day. But yeah, he yet again scored. Basically, he's given Sheffield United 4 points in the last 2 games because he's the only goal scorer so far. Their centre back. And yeah, I mean, 4 points at this point in the season is definitely going to help them towards, I think, 6th place. I think Wolves are 6th and Sheffield United are 7th. But They're doing really well. Both clubs are doing really well, and I can't wait to see where they finish in the season. As long as it's not in front of Man United. The third match is West Ham versus Burnley. These are two teams that I don't particularly care too much about. I don't care. Realistically, it's probably going to finish 0-0 before the game started. And apart from Mark Noble at Man United at West Ham, um, yeah, do you know what? I don't really care about West Ham. If they get relegated, they get relegated. It would benefit Chelsea because they're apparently eyeing up Declan Rice, a former youth, I think, that got rejected at Chelsea. So, I mean, like, he'd love to go back. Mason Mount's there, one of his best friends, from what you can tell from interviews. So, West Ham get relegated would be great. Mark Noble is, in my eyes, their only decent player. He's a legend that's committed his life to the club. I don't know how he hasn't got a like an England cap, considering I'm not going to say any names because it sounds mean, but there's a lot of like one cap wonders that don't deserve their caps. Noble, he's committed. It would have been nice to see him with a cap at least. Honestly, if West Ham invested their money properly and actually thought about who they need as a manager, Moyes is not the right guy. Gold and Silver as their chairmen and owners, they're not the right guys. They might think they are. They might come to matches and go, look, we actually care, but they're not doing the right thing. Like, not to the scale of like Mike Ashley, but they're up there with being a bad set of owners. They need to get a manager in that understands. Burnley's manager. I think I mentioned it last episode. Sean Dice would probably do a really good job because he's good with a tight budget. But I could almost see West Ham being relegated at this point. Jay Rodriguez scored a really, really good ball, got whipped in, really good header. Realistically, there was a high foot involved in that, and he headed it. I think he went top right post, hit the bar, bounced down. Fabianski didn't really know where it went. I guess it's one of the ones where it hits the top and goes behind you, and next thing he knows, it's kind of in the back of the net as well as himself because he tried to dive and get it out beforehand. But yeah, I'm mumbling because I don't understand how to describe how that goal was. Honestly, go and watch it. It was a really frustrating goal for West Ham fans, really good goal for Burnley fans. It finished 1-0, and it's really nice to see that Jay Rodriguez has found a bit more form that we're more used to from, I think it was Southampton that he used to play for. He was such a good player, and I think injuries kind of affected him, but it's nice to see how he is now. The final game was, I think, was it an 8:15 kickoff? 8:15 kickoff. Brighton versus Liverpool. Brighton actually gained 7 points out of 12 since the return of lockdown. They've beaten Arsenal, beaten Norwich, and they drew to. I don't know who they drew to. I didn't write that down. But yeah, they've gained 7 points out of 12, which is really good considering that they're looking at relegation. I think they've got a 9-gap lead over being relegated. So unless they go on a massive lose streak, they're practically safe at this point, which in my eyes, I don't think they're good enough for the Premier League. They need some Premier League quality in it, and I don't think they've got it. Unfortunately, they didn't gain any points in this match. It finished 3-1 to Liverpool. It was a really poor goal given really early on. Goalkeeper kicked it out from the back. They wanted to play from the back. That only works when you've got a good defensive line that can play the ball. And I don't know what they were thinking, especially against Liverpool so early on, but the keeper kicked it out. And yeah, Liverpool maximised their opportunities with that chance. Salah scored to make it 1-0. And then I think it was Henderson. Yeah, Henderson made it 2-0 with a shot just outside the box. I'm pretty sure as he kicked it, he probably thought he was Steven Gerrard. it was nowhere near as good as a Steven Gerrard kind of goal. But I guarantee he's probably sitting up there going, Liverpool captain, oh, I'm going to be like Gerrard's. Brighton got one back just before half time, making it for 2-1. Yeah, they probably went into half time and went, we can get a point out of this match. And to be honest, they were kind of unlucky not to. They nearly went 2-2 up. If you watch the highlights, there's a good chance realistically they should have maximised, but they didn't. I think Salah scored quite close to the end of the match to make it 3-1. I think, yeah, as I've literally typed on my iPhone, Premier League champions make it 3-1 from a corner. Salah scored to make it his second in the match. So yeah, I mean, realistically, Brighton no chance to beating Liverpool before the match started. When it went 2-1 at half time, you kind of question they might get a point, but Liverpool shown why they are Premier League champions this year. I think tomorrow, being Thursday, we've got Bournemouth versus Tottenham. I'm going to just quickly look at what I always do, which is have a little nose at their form. Now, realistically, without looking at form, Tottenham should win this all day long. Bournemouth have lost to United, lost to Newcastle, lost to Wolves, lost to Palace, lost to Liverpool. Liverpool was before lockdown. So Bournemouth haven't won a game since return. Tottenham beat Everton, lost to Sheffield United, beat West Ham, drew to United. As much as Tottenham's form hasn't been the best, they've been winning more games in Bournemouth. Tottenham, in my eyes, are a better team. Not this season to what we've used to, but yeah, realistically, if Tottenham don't win this, and if they do win it, they go 51 points, which would put them in line with Sheffield United. Actually, it would be goal difference higher, so they would be 7th, which would be very close to confirming that they're probably going to get European football. So, yeah, realistically, Tottenham are probably going to try and win that game. I mean, you're going to try and win every game, but I think they've got more to commit to. Bournemouth are... if Bournemouth win, they're 1 point away from relegation. It looks like they're going to get relegated. That's not a good sign. I like Bournemouth. They're a good attacking team. Yeah, realistically, Tottenham are going to win that. Kind of hope for a draw. Maybe a wild card and hope for Bournemouth to win. The second match is Everton versus Southampton. If you asked me that any day of the week, I'm going to say Everton. I think Everton are a better team, better manager. There's only 1 point difference in the two clubs in the league, 11th and 12th on 44 and 43 points. Looking at their form, Everton lost to Tottenham, as I mentioned, beat Leicester, beat Norwich as well, drew to Liverpool. So they're doing Everton are doing pretty well. Southampton beat Man City. That was a really, really impressive goal. They beat Watford. They lost to Arsenal. They beat Norwich. They lost to Newcastle. That was before lockdown. So both clubs are on pretty decent form. Normally, when their forms are so similar, but similar on the table as well, you're probably going to be expecting a draw. You know, if I was to put a bet on it, it'd probably be a draw on this game. There's got to be a draw realistically as well. I reckon Tottenham are going to win first match. Second match, probably a draw. I want to say Everton to win it, but I reckon it's going to be a draw. And the final match on Thursday, final game of the week 34 or week 33. This is a 34th match. Would be Aston Villa versus Manchester United. I'm a Manchester United fan, so I'm going to be incredibly biased on this. But realistically, United are on a really good winning streak. If they win this game, they go 1 point behind Leicester in 4th. Villa look again certain to be going into relegation and being brought back into the Championship. There's rumours that if they do get relegated, John Terry will become their manager next year. So realistically, United are a bigger team. They're going to win this game. They're higher up on the table, so again, they're probably going to win this. Form United are doing amazing. I don't think Villa's won a game. They drew to Newcastle. They haven't won a game for a long time. If United bring out their best team, this could easily be another 5-2 like it was against Bournemouth, or 3-0 against Brighton even. It could be a real walkover. This is a team that they're in. They're doing so well with Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial up front three. That's doing really well. Like, it's really nice to see that they're all their form are like just top. The defense is obviously showing. I know that they got two against Bournemouth got two against us the other day, but we're showing promise. I'm probably going to go United. So tomorrow, Tottenham draw with Tottenham, Everton versus Southampton being a draw, and then Man United being the 3 games. And then we don't get any Premier League matches on Friday, and then it returns on Saturday. And I'm not going to talk about these games because that'll be the next video, but it'll be Norwich versus West Ham, Watford, Newcastle, Liverpool, Burnley, Sheffield, Chelsea, Brighton, City. Realistically, I'm going to go for draw, draw. Liverpool versus Burnley. Liverpool's going to win. Chelsea against Sheffield United. They're going to win. And then City versus Brighton. City will win. But I'm probably going to be completely wrong with that. And there'll be a video probably Saturday night with my review over these matches. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Leave some leave some feedback in the comment section below. I apologise for a late upload again. It's 11 o'clock as I'm recording this, so it's going to be at least midnight by the time I upload it. And yeah, if you want to see more of this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to me. There's a ton of content on my channel already. And yeah, I'll catch you next time for another football roundup, I guess. I'm not sure what to call it. Normally they're just Mark Talk videos, but I should really get a name for them.